Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Tuesday Leadership Tip. This week, I share this tip with a heavy heart. My uncle passed away. I attended his funeral last week, and I am reflecting on the life that he lived, and I want to share with you his story and some of the things that I look at and say, just wow, what a great man he was, and how much he taught me. And I feel I owe it to him to share this with you. See, my uncle was a farmer. He grew up in Wisconsin, and one of the most hardest working men I knew. He would get up at 4:30 in the morning, and he would tend to his farm. He'd milk his cows, and then he'd go to his real job, and he'd be there all day and come home and tend to the farm some more until the sun set. And he would do this day after day with a smile on his face. He had the biggest heart. He was a humble man. And he was always genuinely interested in other people. He would ask me about my life, and he would ask me what was going on. And he never bragged. He never talked about himself. It was always about everybody else who was around him. And it's interesting because, I think of John Wooden. I got certified as a John Wooden instructor, and some of you may not be familiar with John Wooden, but I would highly urge you to check John Wooden out and his life story, because not only is he regarded as the greatest coach that ever lived, but he's also one of the greatest men that ever lived. And my uncle and him shared so many qualities. In fact, John Wooden had this pyramid of success that he created. And in the pyramid, and I'll share it in an email, but it has two cornerstones. And the cornerstones at the bottom of the pyramid, the base, the foundation, were industriousness and enthusiasm. And he felt that that was the most critical two things to build off of. And that was my uncle. He was industrious as they come and as enthusiastic as they come. He always had a smile on his face. And that's the way he led his life. And he really taught me to dig in and to fend for myself and to look out for others. And it's interesting because I tried to apply that recently when I was home visiting my mom. And my dad passed away 13 years ago, and she grieves. And sometimes the grieving comes out in rough ways. She can be angry. She can be short with me. She can be tough. Moms know how to push your buttons, right? And she knows how to push my buttons sometimes. But as I reflected about my uncle, and as I reflected about how I could be better, I recognized that some of it was on me. A lot of times when I go home, I'm focused on school or I'm focused on work, and it's go, 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 go. And I'm there, but I'm not there. And maybe some of you will relate to this. You're there in the same vicinity of the person, but whether you're giving them your full attention is another story. And so I urge you to think about those relationships you have with others. And the next time you're with them, are you really with them? And I tried that. And so my mom, one of the things she likes to do is say the rosary and say her prayers. And I joined her this time that I was home, and I said the rosary with her, and it really struck me how much it meant to her that I took a couple days in a row where I was doing the rosary with her, and how much she appreciated that. And a funny thing happened. She could be so very closed off. She doesn't talk much about, her life and her stories. And she really opened up after we started saying the rosary together. And I learned stuff about her that I had never learned before. And we had a really great connection, a better connection than I can remember in a long, long time. And I thank my uncle for that. And I thank John Wooden for that, because of the things that he taught me, Wooden taught me. And so my Tuesday tip is in dedication to my Uncle Ed and the care he had for other people, the humble nature that he had, and like I said, the enthusiasm and the industriousness. And so my Tuesday tip for you is to look around at the people at work, your family, and look for ways to make a deeper connection with them. You never know who might need that extra attention today, tomorrow, the next day. And boy, you might be surprised at the doors that open up and the positive relations that come out of that. So in dedication to Uncle Ed, this is my weekly Tuesday leadership tip. Thank you.